Part 3 of my pole barn build on a budget. We're taller, steeper, and the spans are bigger. And it's all next on Home Pro Hero. Part 3 of the build. Let me catch you up if you haven't watched the first 2 videos. I'll put the link to those videos in the description. In part 1, we marked out the foundation, drilled the hole, set the posts, headers, and temporarily secured the building. In part 2, it was up to me. We completed the roof on one side of the barn. I installed the rafters and the purlins at a 412 pitch, which was hard on the old body. Today, we're going up, way up. We're on the other side, the taller, steeper, and bigger span part of my barn. Keep in mind, I'm trying to keep this on a budget. I'm doing it myself. That's what's gonna save us a lot of money in the long run. Got everything I need. Let's get to work. Okay, if you saw part 2, I just ran my saw on top of these temporarily installed headers that we already had a predetermined height to make sure everything was level across. Unfortunately, I didn't adjust the pitch. It was a 612. Now I'm gonna go with a 512. It's not a big deal. Take the headers off, remeasure, saw the groove on both sides, and then use the chainsaw to make the rest of the cut. Next post. But I made this jig. I've got a chainsaw that has a metal jig like I got on Amazon. I have a block that's 2 5/8 that I measure over to give my spacing. It's kind of a cheat, really. Oh, make sure it's lined up. Pretty good right there. It's probably a little bit of overkill, but this is it right here. Just runs on that track I just put up there. It's offset the right distance, so I have basically 1.5 inches. Using the electric chainsaw, I wanted to see how it performs, which is not compared to a gas one, to be honest with you, but it's much more stable than a gas. It doesn't vibrate or anything. There's one side. Hey, look at that, pretty clean pocket. 1.5 inches. That's where that header will fit in. I have to chop the top off once I get the header sitting here. Not a big deal. Tell you one thing, the weather's changing super quick, so I gotta be on it here. All right, pick up where we left off at. Down here, hopefully. Timber, and not too bad. All right, well, this one's done. 4 more to go. I'll put you on time lapse. This is painful. It took me a couple hours to knock out all 5. Give you a better look at this. So basically we'll use liquid nails on both sides. Now I use these humongous lag screws, or whatever they're called, to sandwich it in there. So that's plenty of meat. It took a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie to you, but in the long run it'll be worth it. Those headers will have all the weight of the roof on them, and it takes it straight down to the post, to the foundation of the building, which is what I really like about it. But this is the short one, so it's a good one to start with. I got that bracket down there holding it up for me, keeping it loose. And all I'm gonna do is take it right to the end there, about like that, and we'll just sink it. These big ones, actually, if I put them in too far, they'll go through the other side. That's what I want when I get the other side of the header up. But for now, I'm just gonna hold them temporarily. We'll tack it in with some deck screws, and then probably go ahead and put the other side on. That way I can go ahead and lag these in on this side. Everything's already level, so I don't have to worry about leveling anything because all these notches are actually level. I'm looking at the bottom of the pocket that I created with the chainsaw. It looks phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, traditional pole barn builds, you know, they put the headers on the outside like the way the headers were before I did all the chainsaw work, and that's fine, but this is my barn, and I want to go the extra mile to make sure it's perfect and the way I want it. Yeah, it looks perfect going across the top. Hey, I'm impressed. But keep in mind, this improves the value of your home too. I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna be doing pool barns at your house, but some of the things I'm teaching you are things you can use in other projects around your house. And that's why I'm bringing it to this channel. I mean, I do the little projects when I don't want to spend a lot of money and I know I can do a little improvement to make things better, but these big ones really pay off. Okay, it's time for the cleanup part. That'll be it for the day, thank God. Getting wore out. All the bolts and screws are in. I got all the liquid nails cleaned up. You can see now, hopefully now you can understand what I'm doing here, is those are all within this beam here. It's 5.5. All my 2x6 framing will be inside this wall. It's getting kind of dark and cold. I'm done for the day. I'll head up there next time out. Back at it, 16 feet up. Got a little makeshift plank here. So these will be a lot easier up here compared to the other ones. I don't have to do much with the post at all, and there's not as much depth or as much I have to take off with the chainsaw, and this is headers already set up. So all we have to do is run a circular saw on top of this header. We already know the header's level. I'm not going to bring it around for every one of these poles, but probably put you on time lapse because it's probably getting boring at this part. Seeing me cut these notches. I'll tell you, it's an important step though, and you don't want to screw it up because your headers will be all messed up. You're going a little too far. That's all right. We'll fill that full in liquid nails, but looks like a pretty clean cut. I'll get up there and fine tune on the other side. Got it. But I think it looks really good. What do you think? Can you see it? Good gosh. Last one, thank God. Hey, check this out. New tool alert. It's a DeWalt fast charger, 4 of them. Looks like it works pretty good. I'm using it with my Anchor Solex. If you want to know more about either of these projects, I'll put links in the description. On to the headers now. Let's remount these headers. Small little, looks like a little 8-foot section right here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, and we're gonna put it in the spot it needs to be. We'll see how it lines up and probably glue it and screw it. And we'll just do one at a time here, just like we did everywhere else. These back ones will be a little harder because it's just me, but it won't be too bad. I had to get 6 more screws. So I ran to Menards real quick, just got back, sun's about ready to go down. These lag bolts set, that way that glue has a chance to set overnight and lock in real nice. You ready? Hope it's level. That's 16 feet up, guys. Can you see it? Wow, that header's right on the money. Okay, great. Next day, we're putting rafters up, finally, after both headers are done. Got some new kicks on today. Looks like I'm going to church. But they're from Brunt. They sent them to me along with some pants and stuff, and Brunt has good stuff. I've been using their boots for over a year now. They are built really well. They're not gonna look too clean here in a minute. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. We've got to cut the ends off those headers up there with the saw. It should make easy work. I'll go knock those out. Okay, I put a 2x8 up there. I just pinned that in with a lag screw temporarily so I can pivot it. I've got it sitting on 2 lag screws up there. I'm not a roofer. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this with a square. I need a 5/12 pitch. So I'm gonna get up there, I'm gonna see where we're at. I'll adjust it, give me an exact 5/12 pitch. It should be close, close enough where I can make the adjustment. It's a little tough built angle degree finder. So I'm gonna put it on there. Oh, 5, oh, yes sir. 5/12 pitch, right on the money. That's where it needs to be. I don't lose too much strength there. Okay, we're good. We're gonna go ahead and trace the inside of this rafter around the headers, and then we'll start making tons of them. I'll probably make a couple, try one on both ends, and then in the middle, I'll have to make sure everything comes together. I'm just being a perfectionist here, probably don't have to be, but it is what it is. It's my barn, I care more, right? That's why you do it yourself. No one cares more about your stuff than you. Okay, I got 18 rafters cut, but this at least get me started. I marked on center the 24 on center at the top and 24 on center on the bottom. It looks like that wall out there might be leaning out a little bit. I got the ratchet strap there. I want to get the 2 ends pinned first, which means I'll have to bring that in just a tad. It won't take much, but I'll have 2 end ones and 3 middle ones. I'll get that outside wall looking good, and then I'll tie in all the other ones that should fit like a glove. When we push these rafters up, the tails on the low side should be flush with the wall. Up top, I just got to be tight up against the header. Right there. Okay. Bingo. Next one. Man, that says a lot. One, my pole barn people that put the post in were on the money, but 2, I kept it on the money, which is even a harder thing for me because I don't do this every day. But they did a good job. Believe it or not, this does do a lot of torquing. Oh yeah, right there, perfect. See? Wasn't too hard. Hey, we were only off 1/4 of an inch. And honestly, my rafter could be cut a tad bit short too. Let's get a level on that post and just make sure that post is looking good. Oh yeah, money. Let me check this big boy over here. There's no way this thing moved. Yeah, it's fine. So let's go ahead and nail that. Hey, by the way, this gun has worked really well. Pretty happy with it after I got the hang of it. So I got all the joists up right up here, just sitting up here ready to be nailed down. This is 2 1/4, which is a space in between the two 2x10s. Also got this 2x10 here. It's 22 1/2, which is a space in between two joists that are 24 on center. And then what I'll do is I'll nail 2 different spots here, and that should keep that gap. I won't have to do anything additional. We're gonna go ahead and fasten all the top ones real quick, and then we'll go down and fasten all the bottom ones. Got some rain, so it's a little wet. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this last 6x6 on the back side. So I want that last rafter to kind of sit on that middle one and then be fastened into both of the headers. Tighten it all up. Okay, so it sits like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace the 6x6 right there to know exactly where to cut the top off, and then also the pocket. And then once I do that, I'll push it into place. Okay, let's try to get that top one, let's cut it down a little bit, make it a little bit safer. Ooh, that would hurt. Okay, slow going, but we'll get it. That's why you save money. Take your time, do it right. All right, there's my pocket. Let me show you. All right, let's go ahead and put that rafter in place. Should be good to go. I'll take that down. We'll fasten that rafter. I'll move on to the front one. This goes here, right on the corner, right there actually. Looks pretty good. Tighten up that post, make sure it's level, square, and every plumb, whatever you want to call it. Tighten up that, and then bring that inside rafter tight up against the back side. So I got the front done just like I did the back. Front rafter, the back side rafter, all done. Joist hangers, whatever you want to call them, underneath there. I'll do that next. I don't think necessarily really they're needed, but we're gonna do it anyways because they're inexpensive. Yeah, it definitely tightens them up. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not, it's definitely strong. All these 2x4s that are used for bracing all need to be up on that roof, I believe. I got this screw right here, 6 inches up from the edge. And I put another screw way down there, but for the most part, I want to make sure this line is 6 inches up all the way across. And then what we'll do is we'll use a spacer from here to the next one, and that will put it 2 foot on center all the way to the top. The most important purlin is the first one, because that will give me 2 foot at the very edge of the overhang. I guess I'll put you on time lapse, because it's kind of boring. But everything looks good so far. I got 4 up. I think I got 4 more to go still. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this yet. I really don't want to climb up on there. I just don't like that. But I may not have a choice. Okay, due to safety, I may not be able to bring you along for all this because I'm not going to worry about a camera when I'm hanging on for my dear life. But yeah, this one's going to play pretty nice, I think. I just got to hit the joists. Anyways, it's repetitive type work, right? Gotta line them up at 20 1/2 and make sure they're straight. Make sure I have the overhang on all sides. Pretty simple. Okay. So I'm just going to use this block on the face of the building, mark a line, boom, and then one more. There's my line right there. And there's one. All right, a billion more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on each side, so 16. Telling you one thing, this ladder is awesome, but it weighs a ton. I'm sick of moving it around, I can tell you that. Let's go right here. I can't lie to you, it was a handful. But you know what? It's done, and it's done right, in my opinion. And I'm completely happy with that. The total cost of the building, getting up there a little bit. You can see on the screen how much this cost me and how much the total build's been so far. I can tell you one thing, I'm calling Daryl, the guy that put the post in the ground for me. I'm gonna see if he'll do the metal roof. I don't wanna fall off. I won't be able to do the walls, but they're next. Hey, like always, take care, and I'll see you next time.